cozy. Do you still need a blanket?
I'm good, actually.
Okay.
All right, it's live. Should I send this to your husband?
Yeah.
Let me check and see. Hello. If you guys can see this, can you just comment? Because I'm using a flower as a microphone right now, and I'm not sure if you can hear me well. Maybe test yours.
Testing.
Testing.
Testing. Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check on the flower. Okay, let me send this to your husband, and let me drop this in some groups. I'm so caffeinated right now.
Me too.
Okay. How do I send this to Steven? Do I have to LinkedIn him too?
Yeah, but he's in a call right now. So let's
email him. Nice. Okay, people can hear us with the flower mic.
Great.
They can hear us clear. What are these roses?
These are roses.
This is one of my really close friends, Murong. I've known her since college or uni, as some people would say. So that was like 12 years ago. I have no sense of time.
It's at least 10.
At least 10.
At least 10.
And now we're talking through flowers. There's 39 people here. Oh, these are roses.
These are Valentine's Day roses.
Yeah, these are her Valentine's Day roses. Okay. So, we also have the most legit setup ever right now. There's like a live light. There's two tripods. We have microphones. So that's why we're a little late. We also have another special guest here is Phoebe.
Yeah, Phoebe is here with us.
I tried to get her also interested in crypto, but she's not having it today.
Anything you'd like to say?
She might hiss. No, she's chill.
She's napping. We'll let her nap.
Oh, Kashvi is saying that she really likes your furniture and your Marshall stereo.
Thank you.
Besides the plans. Cool. Yeah, I'm really excited about this setup. And this is also the first time I've had a guest on one of my streams that knows nothing about crypto. Or you do know crypto, but when I say pump.fun, what comes to your mind?
Pumped out fun.
Pump.fun.
Pump. No, you might as well be speaking Japanese to me.
If somebody told you that they spend hours on a website called pump.fun, like that's the URL, what do you think this website is?
It's probably a hobby.
What kind of hobby?
Like a passion project, maybe?
It kind of sounds like a workout plan, right? Like I'm going on pump.fun.
I guess so, yeah. But like people don't use pump in a workout in fitness anymore.
Okay. So maybe let's start with who you are.
Okay.
Her name is Murong.
My name is Murong.
I'll let you tell a little bit about your story, but I just want to preface by saying Murong is one of the most smart, driven people I know. We had two really different paths in college. You went off and got your CPA. You became a CPA is basically it means like you're an accountant. So you know numbers, you know how to grow wealth, you know how to invest, you know how to manage taxes. I ask you a lot of tax questions because that's something where I completely fall short.
Yeah.
And you also have a super interesting story, right? Because you didn't grow up in the US. So I'd love to just hear a little bit about that and also your path from how you got into accounting, ended up working at Tesla, and then ended up staining glass and becoming a yoga instructor. So feel free to start anywhere in that timeline.
So let's start with the most recent career-wise. I was working as a product manager for Tesla, working in the enterprise automation side, meaning that we work on the internal applications that helps the business run. And I manage the finance application portfolio where it handles, you can think of this as like the accounting, finance, tax side of the business, but through automation, meaning that a customer places an order through Tesla.com and it goes through these upstream systems and ultimately will have financial impacts. And there are some tax calls happening, calculating taxes. So when you're placing an order in any website really, and you show a tax calculation, there is a calling process happening. Does that sound interesting or no?
I don't know, chat. Does that sound interesting? I kind of lost you at calling.
Okay.
What
Let's
is
not get
what?
too technical. These are the API calls, but
Oh, API calls.
API
we know
calls.
what API calls are.
Yeah.
Or I do to a limited extent. What was the coolest thing you did at Tesla?
The coolest thing. There's so many. I would say overarchingly, just watching the business happen from a front row seat. Is everything that the business does that's new, like the Tesla diners, or like launching a Cybertruck, or entering to a new market. These all involve internal apps. So it seems exciting to watch the business grow without hiring more people. And that is because the internal apps automation happening. So giving you some data points, in North America, the vehicle revenue team, there are only 4, maybe 5 people handling the entire North and South America continents for vehicle sales. Everything from a sale of a vehicle all the way down to like post sale, like subscription servicing. So I would say that's pretty impressive for a company that big, a $15 billion operation. There's not that many people working in back office.
And how did you let's go pre-Tesla. So what
Mhm.
did you do pre-Tesla and how did you end up in Tesla? Let's actually go as far back to how did you end up here, like in this country? And and like, you landed in the US. Tell people where you came from. What were your first impressions?
I grew up in Shanghai, which is a city of 25 million people back in like 2010. And I came to this country because my mom married an American. Um, it was very shocking at first. There was nothing on the side of freeways driving from PDX to Albany, Oregon, and there were cows.
You never saw a cow
I
before?
never saw any animal larger than like a dog outside of a zoo. That was really shocking. I didn't know there were like farmlands just around us.
Shocking in what way? Like you liked it or you were just confused or
I think that was the beginning of the first wave of my depression.
okay. So the animals, I've never heard anyone see animals and feel depressed.
It's just nothing, right? Going from Shanghai, there's skyscrapers, it's a concrete jungle, and
That's
things are on all the time. And now we know that's called overstimulation. Uh, but going from like things happening all the time, nobody sleeps, and the sky is orange at night, to like nothing, like farmland, and you don't see buildings that are taller than like 4 or 5 stories really, and you see individual houses. It's very shocking, and I don't think I really like could process what was going on at 16 years old. I just like, what, going from everything happening all at once to like not much really happening.
Yeah, it's so interesting you talk about overstimulation because prior to filming this with you, I asked people like, hey, I'm going to bring one of my close friends on chain, introduce her to crypto. What app should I have her use? And a lot of you guys, at least 8 of you said pump.fun. And pump.fun is one of the most overstimulating websites, in my opinion. I'll show you later. And I also realized that a lot of us are addicted to gambling in this industry. So let's go back into wealth creation because You, as somebody that loves numbers, loves wealth growth and wealth preservation, what are, like, when I say Bitcoin or Ethereum, what comes to mind?
First thing is putting my accountant hat on. As an accountant and investor, it is property. Like the IRS views it, it is property like stocks and bonds. And it's a highly volatile investment. And, putting like a person who doesn't believe in centralized government or centralized currency, I think this is a really great way for people who to access wealth and create wealth in maybe they won't be able to in the normal fiat world, and they don't have access to institutional wealth.
So you also told me over lunch or dinner the last few days about the Bitcoin ETFs. What are your takes on the ETF?
I think it's just ridiculous. The institutions are trying to keep up with this bull run. It's very obvious. And the purpose of an ETF is that it is a mixture of multiple things, right? You have your S&P, you have your Russell 1000, whatever. These are funds that are supposed to be like, I own the market. Therefore, like the purpose is not to beat the market, is to own the market. And people who invest these generally have a long-term mindset. Right. So to see a Bitcoin ETF, one, that is not the market. And two, why? So I bought a little bit just for shits and giggles. And it made me sign this document to say I accept that this is a highly volatile asset and I accept the risk of investing in this. And it made me change my portfolio to most aggressive in order to buy an ETF. Like, really? But I think one, institutions are trying to keep up with this bull run. They're trying to not get left behind. And two, these institutions don't really know how to deal with crypto. So it's like the best way to do this is throw a stable coin into an ETF. I don't even know what to think of it.
So let's talk about this a little bit more, just so I have it clear. You bought the Bitcoin ETF before you even got a wallet. And by the way, if you see my Twitter or my X profile right before this, I realized like if I have Murong get a wallet on the stream, it's going to take so long.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually had her download and choose a wallet before the stream so we can actually do some things. But have you ever bought Bitcoin or Ethereum before outside of the ETF?
I have, but use it as property, just like stocks or bonds.
And how did you buy it if you never had a wallet before?
Through platforms like Coinbase, Robinhood, and now it's also available on E-Trade.
You heard it here first. It's available on E-Trade.
It's available on E-Trade.
I had no idea. Walk me through what motivated you or influenced you to buy Bitcoin, especially as somebody that probably is buying stocks or ETFs or mutual funds.
Well, my thought process is like approaching it, this was many years ago when I first approached it. Well, you told me, and I did my little Googling. And it seemed at the time, just from an investor perspective, it will be a highly volatile investment, just like any other property. I mean, I compare it to the Tesla stock. Before I joined Tesla, I owned Tesla stock, and it is a highly volatile property.
What do you mean by property? Because when I think of property, I think of houses.
Like tangible property.
What does that mean? Like, what is the definition of property?
Definition of property is something that you own.
Okay, so like your cat is also property.
I don't know about that, but
or maybe you're her property.
But the plant is my property.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So okay, it's just something that you have ownership.
Just something that you own. Yeah.
And let's talk about this because this is one of the cryptocurrency values. Like, do you actually own it when it's on E-Trade or eToro? I'm not sure what you said, or Robinhood or Coinbase. Do you think you actually own it? Because
no.
Okay.
You don't use it as a currency, right? I don't go somewhere and be like, here's my Robinhood. Can I transfer it to you? and you will give me a haircut. There's a stylist who accepts Bitcoin, and that's not what Robinhood is for, right? It's a broker. And I think when cryptocurrency first came onto the scene for Robinhood, a lot of crypto influencers were saying like, no, don't do that, because that's not for you to trade. Also, Robinhood they're a brokerage company, and they have to keep their own best interest in mind, so they don't bring on all of the cryptocurrency available. They only bring on really stable coins.
Okay. Also, what do you mean when you say stable coins?
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin.
Litecoin. I haven't heard Litecoin in so
Litecoin
long.
is canceled though.
How do you know this? What do you mean by that?
It's losing money.
Okay, we heard it here first. Litecoin is canceled. They did have you wouldn't know this, maybe you would, because you know a lot of things, but Litecoin did have a comeback recently on X or Twitter. They started posting
really?
memes from their account. Maybe we get your raw reaction to that later.
It's giving desperation.
But it's interesting you call these stable coins, because in our industry, I would say most define stable coins as anything that is pegged to the US dollar or another form of currency. And there's many different stable coins right now. There's USDC, which is owned by Circle. There's USDT, Tether, DAI or DAI, DAY, DAI. There's GoCoin from Aave. All of these are pegged one-to-one to the dollar in a variety of different ways. So when I hear stablecoin, I think of that. But it sounds like you're relating it to actually Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are the two biggest.
Yeah.
Going back to investing, because a lot of us who are in this space, including myself, we sometimes are so distracted from what is considered a healthy portfolio by someone that probably is helping others with wealth creation. As you've seen the price volatility of Bitcoin and Ethereum over the last few years, what percentage do you recommend people have in stocks, bonds? Like, what is that basket percentage that you usually recommend? And what is like a tip for someone that wants to build wealth?
I have to read a quick disclaimer that this does not constitute investment advice. I am a licensed CPA, but I am not your CPA. So don't sue if things go wrong.
If people want you to be their CPA, is that possible?
We'll need to go through a formal process, but yeah, I am for hire. Going back to investment portfolio, so the value of Bitcoin is really interesting from an investment perspective. It is not there's no valuation process, right, for Bitcoin, because how would you place a dollar amount on something that's not a stock? There's no measurement of net assets.
What's the valuation process for the US dollar? Is that just like global belief
for the
into it?
US dollar?
Yeah.
It's based on trade,
Okay.
like export and imports.
So because it's a global reserve currency and everything is kind of pegged to it in terms of macroeconomics. So it is kind of everything's based off belief, right?
Yeah, and it's based on math psychology. So when you talk about the books that I've been reading about investment, and it's becoming more and more clear that it doesn't matter if something is truly worth $20. Like, I can hand you a $20 bill and you can tell me these two apples worth $20. As long as I believe these apples are $10 each, that's the value of these apples. And I'm going to find the next sucker that's going to believe that each apple is $15, and I'm going to trade it to them.
This sounds like how Erewhon prices their goods, the really expensive store in LA. It's like you go in there and there's like $15 water.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, going back to like a healthy portfolio, let's say, I want to start investing. I'm just like addicted to pump.fun and meme coins, and I've gone to zero a few times, and I want to actually build my portfolio. What would you recommend? And you can say your disclaimer again, because I know that's important.
That disclaimer is going to perpetuate. So I would say, if it depends on what somebody's goal is. If your goal is for long-term investment, and for some reason you don't believe in the stock or bond market, Bitcoin is probably your best bet. But personally, I think Ethereum has a longer potential than Bitcoin.
Why?
Because Ethereum It's a platform.
Tell us more. What kind of platform is it?
It is a platform where people can open up shop like a marketplace.
Where did you get this information from?
Google University.
The reason I ask is because there's a lot of discourse on X, which is where most of the industry lives in a little bit too much. Like, we don't go outside sometimes. And a lot of the discourse is around how Ethereum is marketing itself. So it's really interesting to hear you say that, according to Google University, that Ethereum is a platform and a marketplace.
Yeah, that's what that's what motivated me to invest in Ethereum before. Like I weighted Ethereum higher than Bitcoin because Bitcoin to me is a currency. Whether or not people will use it as a currency, I didn't really believe it. I just thought like people are going to use this like holding it like bonds or stocks. At least most people are. Whereas Ethereum, I think, has more utility. Like people can use the Ether coin to operate on the Ethereum platform. And I think that has more potential.
Okay. And have you ever used this platform?
No.
And why is that?
There's I don't have a good reason other than like I just wasn't interested.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. We have a lot of work to do because I realized this morning when I was trying to onboard you before this stream, going through that process of choosing all of those wallets, we did it really fast because I was like,
Yeah.
wait, we need to get you a wallet. And I actually want you to set it up before, because there's so many like steps to it, such as putting down your seed phrase, setting it up, receiving funds for using this platform, which is essentially, you do need the Ether coin to transact and pay gas fees and all of that. What was your take on that experience of choosing a wallet?
It didn't seem all that serious. Like it didn't
Like, it
seem
seemed like a joke to you?
I mean, not like a joke, but you know, coming from the finance world where things are very well structured, right? You would see if you're like setting up through Schwab or like Fidelity, it's a like honestly like a painful process for a millennial or a Gen Z because these are designed for older generations, and there are like just too many features to choose from. But yeah, I would say this is like is tailored to younger generations. But yeah.
Okay, fair. So it sounds like that.
Like that rainbow platform, like what is going why?
Shout out Rainbow. I do use Rainbow. I use all the wallets actually, but that's mainly because of my job. So I like to test the UX and onboarding. So I use Rabby, Phantom, Rainbow, Family, MetaMask. Have you heard of MetaMask?
No.
You've never heard of MetaMask?
No.
Okay. The one wallet I saw you recognize was Coinbase, which is classic. And it made me realize that if somebody is new and they're doing this research themselves, they might go to the App Store, whether it's Google Play or iOS, and just type in cryptocurrency wallet or wallet. And the first two that come up is Coinbase wallet. And then it was Trust wallet, which is also a different chain. And the other thing you said when you chose Zerion, we were on the ethereum.org page. And well, you actually didn't choose Zerion. I think I pushed that on you because you went straight to Coinbase. And I was like, let's expand your horizons. No hate against Coinbase, but I did want you to experience something different and new.
Yeah.
And there was so many different logos of different blockchains. And something I remembered hearing you say was, let's go with Zerion because there's so many. And I said, so many what? And you said tokens. So how would you feel if I told you there's over 350 blockchains?
That's a lot more than I expected.
How many did you think there was?
I would think there was like maybe 50.
Well, even 50 is a large number. What would all of these different blockchains be doing if there was 50?
Well, Ethereum already is its own blockchain, right? Applying the same structure, I would think like if I were I don't even know what I would call this. Like, if I were to start a token, I would approach it with the Ethereum structure.
How come? Why would you build it on Ethereum?
Because if I provide a platform that's also acting as a market facilitator, then there's more revenue for me.
Okay. That's so interesting. You're thinking of this as a marketplace. So it is true that Ethereum has a lot of developers and there's a lot of users, capital, and liquidity there. Have you ever heard of Solana?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is Solana to you?
It is a cryptocurrency that people invest in.
Okay. Is there anything else to it?
No.
Okay. All right. Solana is another blockchain. It's
Yeah.
completely separate than Ethereum. Would you see it as a marketplace as well?
I haven't read anything into it, but it could be.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit to tech because I'm curious. You mentioned about at Tesla, it was really fascinating to you about automation. And there is a massive narrative and trend right now with AI, both in tech, both in the fact that we're in the Bay Area, and also in crypto as well. So I'm curious your take on the future with how all of these things are evolving, whether it's digital currencies, decentralized cryptocurrencies, AI. Where do you see everything going?
I'm optimistic that AI is going to make the human experience better in terms that it's going to allow us to connect with each other more, like in person. Because this virtual working thing, like working with each other, we're losing that like human element. And there's so many things, right? Like I just think about the times that I was at EY or at Tesla, like, all these mundane tasks. At Tesla, I see how, like, as an accountant, you can benefit from automation. But if AI can do even more of that, like let's say we're going to a new market, instead of 20 people sitting around a virtual table, say like, these are a list of things that we need to do. This is what we have researched on this market, and here's the scope, and we're gonna get to the requirement. Like that process, if AI can take over, then as a team, we can think about more value adding strategic elements. As far as like, I think my husband was talking about the AI is able to look through chats on Slack or look through your emails for like looking up information that someone's asking you for. I spend so much freaking time, like as any product manager working in tech know that they spend a lot of time, like stupid amount of time looking through information. And like some of these tech companies, they don't use AI because it would have to be open network and trade secrets will be at risk. So either you develop these AI tools internally, which costs money, or you just let the humans continue to do these type of grunt work. And where I see AI goes is as we progress, like the cost will go down and the companies will be employing these tools more. And humans won't have to do these things that make you go like, again.
That's my voice every time I lose money on chain, which happens often.
And yet.
And I'm still here, persevering. So let's take it a little bit wider and go into a mixture of where the world is heading, because AI is definitely here to stay. It's a trend. You also come from a really interesting background of growing up in China and also being in the US now. You've worked in tech. I'm curious, what is your take with how the world and trajectory of tech is going towards? And does it still make sense that I just buy the S&P 500 and it's still gonna, I expect it to go up the next 100 years?
First of all, like, do you expect to live 100 years from now, or?
Okay, I mean, let's put it at
Okay.
80,
Okay.
70,
I would
60.
still recommend it. Where I think the world is going is it started with social media in 2012, where we start being introduced to this virtual world and this type of existence that is not real. And with AI, we're seeing is like it's generating content. right? So at some point, what do we won't be able to tell what is real or not. And I think there is a trend with younger generations that they are unsubscribing from this virtual world of existence or keeping a persona in the virtual world and keeping a different, like more authentic self in the physical world. And I see this going down more and more. And there is a epidemic of loneliness happening. So because that there is so much stimulation in the virtual world, it's easy to distract yourself, especially when you're young. And this is really the time to like build social connections, because these social connections and network is going to define the rest of your life, right? Like for example, like this relationship is really valuable, but I can't even imagine what like if this connection would even be possible if we grew up with social media and like we spend so much time in the virtual world. Like would we even invest the energy in the physical world and building human connections?
Yeah, that's true. I also think it does take some intentionality, which is a connection with self, which social media distracts from. But it takes intentionality to use social media as a tool to
Yeah.
make friends.
Yeah.
But that intentionality and self-awareness is so hard to cultivate,
Yeah.
especially when you have all this distraction.
Exactly.
So how does this tie back to, yes, I believe the S&P 500 is around for the next 80 years. And just for those that don't know, what is a quick definition of the S&P 500?
Okay, S&P 500 stands for Standard and Poor 500, meaning that the 500 companies that are performing at standard level of the stock market. So each broker or each institution will have a different mix and different weighing on what these 500 companies are. But generally speaking, they're pretty similar. Like you will have your like Apple, Meta, you will have your Tesla, and the weighing is really decided based on the institution. And you can click into a composition to see what level of risk that you're.
And this is all US companies, right?
Yes, S&P 500 is a US index. There are index funds that are focused on foreign companies.
Do you recommend those?
I won't say I recommend them or not, but I do hold index funds that are in foreign stocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think the last question I want to jump into before I actually bring you on chain, now that you have your wallet set up,
Yeah.
I also sent her some Ethereum. Jesse from Base, if you're watching this, please also send her some gas.
Please do.
He works at Coinbase. So Base is Ethereum, or sorry, Base is Coinbase's own blockchain. Did you know Coinbase has a blockchain?
Yes.
How do you know this?
Because I interviewed there.
Oh, okay.
And I did a research.
Okay, there you go. So Google. Are you still using Google or do you use ChatGPT or Perplexity?
I use Google because ChatGPT uses. So when you search in the search engine, you create indexing that's in the search engine, which ChatGPT then uses. So if people stop using Google, the indexing will slow down and ChatGPT will have less.
So you're actually still using Google as a public good for everyone else that is using ChatGPT.
Well, I also have my own thoughts on ChatGPT. Like it summarizes things, but the things that I'm looking for are not that complicated or need summarization really. And the things that I'm looking into are in my area of expertise. And from my interaction with ChatGPT and Perplexity, it's really good at summarizing things, but I really don't need that.
Okay,
because I have the expertise. For someone who doesn't have the expertise, yes, you could benefit from summarizing and simplifying. But for me, like I want to know the details, the examples, the analysis.
Okay, fair enough. So you still use Google. I want to say a few words that we commonly use in our industry and see how you emotionally react to them.
Emotional.
Or spiritually or physically.
All right, let's
you get convulsions. Airdrop. Have you heard of that word?
No.
What does it mean to you?
Like you're gonna airdrop me my photos from your iPhone?
That is true. Apple does use airdrop. So what if I told you that you can get free cryptocurrencies randomly sent to your wallet for doing things on different blockchains.
That makes sense
Why does it make sense?
because you're benefiting the blockchain. You should be compensated for it.
So why do I never get US dollars from the government?
Well, that's a different structure and design. So you use the currency and give implicit consent that the government may collect taxes from you, and these taxes are used in the perfect world to benefit your surroundings, like fixing roads, public schools, public healthcare. But
Okay.
that's a different way of benefiting.
Fair enough. So if I told you that you can get these airdrops, meaning you can get sometimes it's a large sum, it can be anywhere from 3 to 5, some people get 6 figures worth of USD valued cryptocurrencies to your wallet for doing things on the blockchain. Is that an incentive to you? Like, does that motivate you to try things on chain?
Personally, no, because I'm not motivated by money anymore. But for someone who
What are you
wants
motivated
more
by?
access,
This changed with yoga, right?
yes, I was very burnt out at Tesla. Short story. So it really made me reflect on like, why am I doing this?
Like, what's the point?
Yeah, what does this all mean? And like, there are, I was getting sick, things were hurting in my body. But yeah.
Yeah, I Murong has been going hard with yoga instructing and reading about the human anatomy.
Studying. Yeah. It's a lot.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what are you motivated by now?
I really want to know what content feels like.
Have you ever gotten close to it or felt it before?
I thought I have, but I think happiness is a feeling, is temporary, and I'm the happiest when I'm trying to chase something. And once I get it, it goes away, and it just feels like the closest feeling I can describe is when your foot is really itchy and you're scratching it through your shoe.
That is so deep. It also reminds me like a Mad Men quote where it says like happiness is the moment before you need it.
Exactly.
I don't know the actual full quote,
Absolutely.
but
Like,
it's do you know the quote? Can you say it?
I know what you mean.
It's like happiness is the moment before another moment of happiness, something like that. It's like yeah, it's like a feeling you chase versus feel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, another word I have for you is yaps.
Is that why you're wearing the hat, yapper?
What does the word yaps make you think of?
Like people talking about nothing. You're yapping.
Okay, and what if I told you that based on what I write on Twitter or based on what people write on Twitter, we earn yaps, and with these yaps, we rank on a leaderboard?
Kind of like impressions.
Kind of like, yeah, like if you get higher impressions and more people
Yeah.
see the tweet, you rank on a leaderboard,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes you can actually earn crypto from that.
That makes a lot of sense to me because crypto is the valuation process is not like a traditional like digital, well, not even digital asset, like a financial asset. The value of like cryptocurrency that's being traded is based on what people are talking about on social media, whether it's a positive or negative outlook. And out of these social media platforms, Twitter is the most saturated one. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm letting you know, like, you said yapping is like talking about nothing. And I'm telling you, like, yeah, but some people are getting money for it. And for you, it checks out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just based on how the valuation process is. Valuation.
Okay. And again, valuation is perception.
Perception, mass psychology.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you as well, as somebody that is not on chain, like, yes, you have some of the Bitcoin ETF. Yes, it sounds like you've gotten Bitcoin and Ethereum, which you define as stable coins, which is so different than how we define it. You bought it on like brokerages, so centralized brokerages and services, and you live in the US and you came from a country that wasn't the US. What are your thoughts on Trump coin. Did you know about Trump coin?
I knew about Trump coin.
How did you hear about it?
Wait, Trump coin, like Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard about it on the news.
And what are your thoughts? Long sigh.
Very long sigh. This is no more different than him releasing the gold sneakers.
Hold on, say that one more time.
So did you know he released these gold sneakers?
No, I did not know about the gold sneakers. I just knew about the Trump coin where it went up to like 10 billion market cap.
Yeah.
2 billion 2 billion people got wiped out, or sorry, 2 billion worth of USD got wiped out over 800,000 wallets.
I think he did this. I don't think Donald Trump himself knows what he's doing. It's like likely a marketing or campaigning stunt pulled off by his team. So he is, this like pro crypto, pro AI guy now, which is really ironic because these are like associates big tech, but big tech is Democrats. But anyways,
But actually, the cycle it changed. Did you notice all of?
Yes, they have.
Was that weird for you?
No, because the party system doesn't really mean anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go too deep
Yeah, let's not get me canceled.
On your first stream, you get canceled.
But yeah, he probably did this, as like a marketing stunt, but people actually buy into it. It just shows another.
Did it change your perception on crypto that we have, quote unquote, a pro crypto president right now in the US?
It changes my perception in terms that people are more like mass psychology wise, people believe in it more, and people will buy it more. And the more people are investing and participating in this, the more stable these coins
Like the less volatility there will be.
Less volatility.
Because I think I got into Bitcoin actually when I met you in college, which was over 10 years ago. And back then it was like, I saw it, I think 2014, it was $900. Then it went to like 3,000. And now I think today, right before this, it was $95,000. And it is getting like less volatile year over year, but it still sounds like you're not, well, I don't know. Like, has your conviction built to where the size of what you've bought over the years increased?
I actually sold mine to buy my house.
Okay, fair.
So for me, like personally, it's just another instrument that I trade, and how does that fit into my overall portfolio and my investment strategy? So as my investment strategy changes, I trade, sell off and buy more things, and that just falls into that category.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let's actually go into some of the things you can do on chain outside of just buying and selling.
Let's do it.
What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up this space, and maybe we stop with the flowers and clip it, or else. Okay. Or else it might be a little bit messy.
Need both hands.
Yeah, we're gonna go hands free. There's 400 people watching. And if you guys have any questions for Murong, feel free to comment. So we're gonna change the camera real quick. This is my first time doing it this way. Okay, let's see if this works. New view.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm going to unclip this first and put this onto me. Okay, so right before this, Murong got a wallet finally, and let's share a screen and see what people tell you to do. We'll go to my Twitter, which is currently our faces. Okay, so I only have one screen right now. Oops. It's a bit hard to share with just one screen. Okay, so there was a lot of, this tweet got like 12,000 views. Wow. And yeah, there's a few words here, like people wanted to see you make tweets and earn yaps. How does that make you feel? You just said yap. Yapping is talking about nothing.
Yeah.
There's a ton of these different apps that people mention: Zora, Chipped, Shout Out Winnie, Rodeo Interface. There's Blackbird is a pretty cool app where you can make reservations at restaurants. Some people wanted to see you get on Hyperliquid, Succinct. There's a lot of different, there's games here as well. There's all sorts of stuff.
Wow.
Someone asked if you like finance.
I like finance.
Okay, so I wanted to give you some categories of things you can do on chain.
Okay.
And I guess let's start with like, do you want to try making money, losing money, collecting things, playing games?
Let's try the games. I'm
Games?
interested to. I'm curious
Okay.
what that is.
Let me think about. I actually don't really game too much, but maybe have you heard of Polymarket?
No.
You've never heard of Polymarket?
No.
They were like, they did so much marketing about the US election. Okay, let's go to Polymarket. And you have Zerion on your phone now?
Yes.
Okay, so we're now on Polymarket. I'll let you drive. How does this make you feel, this website?
This is confusing. Okay. What are these? These are games?
It's not a game, actually.
Oh, I see. Okay, I have heard of Polymarket.
Where did you hear about it from?
I don't know. Maybe on Instagram or on Reddit, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do on Reddit?
All kinds of things.
So Polymarket is a prediction market.
Yeah.
It's built on a blockchain called Polygon.
Yep.
Have you heard of Polygon?
No.
Okay.
But I have seen these.
Okay. So you're able to like make bets and vote.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like you want to play games. So can someone please comment a game that I should have Murong play?
Wait, does this have? Ooh, nice. I bet on sports.
Okay.
Amazing.
You're a UFC girl?
I am a UFC girl.
Do you know these names?
Yes.
Why don't we have you make a bet?
These are live. Okay, Jones. They will announce before April. No.
Okay, click buy now. Let's see what happens. So you can put like $10, $1. I only sent you 0.01 ETH. So you only have like $20. So maybe, yeah.
Okay, we'll just do $1.
All right. All right. What would you do on the screen?
I will.
Do these logos mean anything to you?
These are different chains.
They're different wallets.
They're different wallets. Okay. But I don't see.
You don't see your Zerion, right? Try clicking that one. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we have a QR code now. So what I did before this was I did actually send her some crypto to see how she would react. And I remember you were like, how do I give you my address? It's so long. So she's pulling up her Zerion app now.
Have I actually
there
received
are many other.
Oh, I received $26. Okay.
Yeah, so that is the money I sent you. Okay, so we have the Zerion mobile app on. I'm not sure how. Okay, let's go back and scan this QR code. And someone did send us a game. We will go through that after. Okay, let's go back to Polymarket. So you scan the QR code.
Okay.
And it's really important because sometimes one thing about security, so maybe you can show, like the Wallet Connect came up on her phone. One thing about security is people can get scammed by connecting to a website with this like Wallet Connect, and you can sign your wallet and actually lose all your funds. So something really important about security is to make sure the website's reputable. But go ahead and click connect, and look, nice. The screen changed. And it's requesting your signature. So it's asking you to sign that you're proving that you own this. So what's your feeling so far?
Tech-wise, these are existing technology. This is just how things work.
You're not impressed.
I mean,
you're controlling this, and this is, you own like the private keys, the seed phrase. You're doing this all.
But I mean, the Silicon Valley. Like, this is not.
But you did this without like. No one like owns the blockchain. You don't think that's cool? It's okay. I'm not going to project on you.
I think you're more, you're way more
You need to choose a username.
excited about this. Why am I not able to click into this?
Oh, we can't use. We're in the US right now.
So we can't. Oh, that's right. We can't do this.
Okay, we
never
can't.
mind.
Well, yeah. But technically, you're not a. No, we are located in the US. All right. I tried to onboard her to Poly Market. It's not working out. So let's. What is? Have you heard of Kalshi?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's see what Kalshi is, and then I'll have you use this game. They also have sports.
Let's see.
They don't have USC.
Okay, let's go to basketball. College men basketball D1 championship. Big Ten men's championship winner, tournament winner.
Are any of these interesting to you?
I mean, no. Let's look at
Culture. I also don't even know you'll be able to use this website.
True. Okay, let's just try this. The monkey Rotten Tomatoes score above 85, above 80. I'm gonna say above 80. 85 is kind of hard. Yes. Yes.
Pick a side.
Pick a side. Yes.
Yeah.
79 cents.
I think you need to put in an amount.
Okay. $1.
Okay.
Payout. Yes, win $2. Get access.
Oh, they actually don't even have a wallet connect. They abstracted it, meaning they probably will create a wallet for you on the back end when you sign up with an email. Did you not find that cool though that you didn't? We're going back to Poly Market here, like that onboarding flow. Was that not interesting that you could log in without any email?
Why is it interesting to you?
Because you don't typically you need to like log in with an email or give it some information. But if you remember that whole process, you were able to sign in just with your wallet.
I think maybe I'm just desensitized by technology. Like my car drives itself, so.
Okay, I think we need to try harder because Murong's not impressed. She has a self-driving car, so being able to do things on chain is not impressive.
Right, like you were impressed by my garage. Like I'm able to close my garage with my phone from like far away. Like I don't. That's normal life. Able to see who goes in and out of my house with the phone.
Okay, so basically we don't need blockchain. We just need you don't need blockchain to run any of this. So I'm going back to Twitter because something that I think is important to do talking about security is we're going to try this chomp.games, which I've never played.
Okay.
And they gave a @sign, so I'm assuming it's going to be a Twitter page. And I always like to go to the Twitter to make sure it's legitimate. A few things that I do is I'll check like, okay, what is the number of followers, which can be bots. So I also look into who follows them that I know. And I usually, it's like a social proofing.
Yeah.
Which is actually so difficult if you're brand new to crypto because you need to be on Twitter. Also, your cat wants to hang out. Should we bring her up?
No, let's not.
Okay.
She just.
Okay. So it says, how does this make you feel when you read this?
I mean, at this point, I guess this is just normal that people would put emojis in. I mean, it's definitely created by a millennial or Gen Z.
Okay. No
you
comment.
wouldn't see Fidelity do this.
You wouldn't see Fidelity do this. You know Van Eck is on Twitter?
Who?
Van Eck.
Who's Van Eck?
I think they're like also like a massive brokerage, but have you ever heard of them?
Van Eck.
Asset manager.
Mm-mm.
They make ETFs. They have a penguin for their PFP.
Trying to keep up with the market.
Okay, let's go back to Chomp. If anyone else has apps that you'd like her to test, please let me know because we haven't successfully been able to use Polymarket yet since we're in the US right now. But she does have some funds on chain. So we're going to go to Trump. I'll let you go through this. And
Okay. Wisdom of the crowd. Okay. High signal sentiment. What do people really think about this? All right. Race with your community toward information symmetry. This sounds like some kind of a social game.
Right.
Connect wallet. Okay.
You don't have any of these wallets. Which wallet do you have?
Ethereum, but it's not available. I misspelled it. But it's not suggesting. That means it's not available.
You're right. Okay.
Okay.
So let's not click on any of my wallets. All right. Is there something else we can do here?
US compatible.
So actually someone that I want to shout out is Stefan from, so here's like Heartbeat Wallet Protection. Stefan from DeFi Dojo, because a lot of people wanted you to go on Pump.fun, which actually I should show you. And what I don't think that's the best introduction for someone to go on chain because it's like, let's take you to a casino. But I will get your raw impression on Pump.fun, and then I will talk you through some things that Stefan from DeFi Dojo shared with me.
Okay.
Here's Pump.fun.
Wow.
How does this make you feel?
It pumps.
Feel free to navigate it.
Oh, jeez. This is very overwhelming. What is going on? So, trending AI. So okay. Interesting. Justice. Why? What? Oh. Oh my goodness.
How are you feeling emotionally?
Justice for Libra. This is too much.
So when you're on this website, do you have any idea what it is or what it does? Maybe click on how it works.
How it works?
Yeah, and let's see if this makes sense.
Step 1, click on a coin that you like. Buy the coin on the bonding curve. Sell at any time to lock in your profit or losses. Okay, this all makes sense so far. When enough people buy it on the bond curve, it reaches a market cap of 100,000. What? Okay. The liquidity is deposited into and burned. What is burning?
So burning is when we burn the tokens. So we kind of reduce supply of the tokens.
Okay.
You didn't read this part, which is actually like a good tip for Pump.fun and whoever is building this UX, because you went straight to these steps. But this actually tells you what it does or what it is. So
create tokens that are safe to trade through secure. Okay, so you create tokens on this.
Exactly. So Pump.fun is a way to make tokens really quickly. It's like, think about Amazon 2-click checkout. This is like 2-click token creation. And this came out, I would say, about last year. Yeah, last year.
Wow.
And people are just creating meme coins on this. So you can create meme coins, you can trade meme coins, and it's built on Solana, which is a blockchain. So this is not like, let's see if you connect your wallet, more wallets.
Seems sus.
It seems sus. You don't trust it. It is a really heavily used here. So we'll go to Wallet Connect, which also isn't working. So
okay, it's not working.
No, it's not.
Is it like? Should we submit a bug ticket or?
I don't even know how you would submit a bug ticket, but that is a good
bums.
Okay, so we're not going to use Pump.fun. Trump is built on Solana, so it's Solana wallet compatible. You can use Phantom. They're actually talking to us right now. How does that?
Hello, Trump.
We were just on your website. Yeah, so the thing is, she's only on Ethereum mainnet yet. I told her earlier that there are over 350 blockchains, and how did that make you feel?
Overwhelmed. This is all very overwhelming.
Okay, so let's actually we tried to play a game. We tried to do prediction markets. I also showed her pump.fun, which was also very overwhelming.
Mhm.
I want to show you how you can make a little bit of money. So I
Yeah.
actually asked Stefan from DeFi Dojo, who aggregates and does a lot of research on yields with his team. He has like a community. I asked him like, hey, Stefan, how do you always know where the best yields are? Because honestly, I spend so much time on Twitter, and I also look at something called like DeFi Llama, and I look at Aave, and I look at, there's all of these different aggregators. So I will show you a few right now. We'll share screen. This is a few that some people said. Lulo is one.
The modern way to grow your wealth.
So this is
With
also
the new financial system. Interesting.
This is on, what blockchain is it on?
Solana.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, 16%. That seems too good to be true. Watch your portfolio grow in real time. What's the mechanism for this?
What do you mean mechanism?
Like, how does this work?
So
you deposit, a guarantee full security with your funds. Okay. Maybe I need to go up more. Yield generator.
yield aggregator.
Yield aggregator. Total deposits. So you're depositing crypto in here.
Correct.
For it to earn a yield.
Correct.
How is Lulo making money?
I'm not sure actually the revenue model, but maybe they take some fees.
Mm-hmm. But how is it generating yield?
So that's a very technical question because there's so many different yield generation strategies.
Okay.
And this is way above my pay grade. This is also on Solana blockchain, but I would say that it's a mixture of RWA assets, so real world assets, like what things are pegged to in the real world. There's also like MEV strategies. So there's different ways you can extract value on chain when you're producing blocks or processing fees. And there's also many different derivatives of stablecoins right now. And I cannot explain it as well as Stefan probably can. But this is on Solana. So to even get on Solana, what do you think the steps would be? Because you're on Ethereum.
Mm-hmm. To get on Solana?
Yeah.
I would need to own the coin.
I mean, that's actually a really like average and decent guess. There's a lot of bridges these days. So I'll show you, maybe we'll do like a cross protocol, which is kind of a bridge. And I'll just show you the UX or UI a little bit. So
bridge now.
So these are all the different chains that they support. And there's many more chains. And actually, I'm realizing they don't even have Solana on here.
Is it because we're in the US?
No, no, it's not because we're in the US.
Okay.
It's because all of these blockchains, it takes an incredible amount of technology to make sure they can communicate to each other. And you need liquidity on both sides. And, you know, I told you there's over 350 chains. So you can imagine all of the interoperability issues. This is another bridge that I've used before called relay.link. They also have a lot of chains here. And let's see if they have Solana.
So what does bridging mean?
Bridging?
They do have Solana.
What do you think bridging means? So here, how about you navigate this? Like click around and you tell me what you think bridging means.
Swap. So you're swapping one crypto to another. So
here up here says Ethereum, and then that also says ETH, right? What is that? What is this?
So these are the token. This is the chain.
Which one's the token? Which one's the chain?
This is the token.
Yeah.
And
okay, you got it.
Chain.
So scroll through. These are all these different chains. This one actually does have Solana on it. So this is like something you could use if you're bridging from Ethereum to Solana.
But can I use a different coin?
You can. Cool. So these are all different coins on Solana.
Interesting. Okay.
So you can enter different ecosystems or different blockchains.
Custom. What are custom?
So slippage, there's so many things about onboarding that is crazy in this industry. Is there a slippage in TradFi, like when you or traditional finance when you're trading high frequency? I'm not sure if you would know. You're not like a.
I'm not a day trader,
Yeah.
but slippage is no.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
So here in this context, slippage is there is only so much space on chain, like in every block that is created. And when people are high frequency trading meme coins, like when this happened with Trump, Trump was actually launched on Solana. And Solana is a chain that is known to be faster than Ethereum. And even then, because so many people were trading, it was really clogged. The blockchain was clogged. So if you want to push through a transaction, you need to set a higher slippage, which will also create higher price range. So let's just make a simple example. If I'm trying to trade $1, one USDC, a stable coin, like USDC is probably here, and I set a slippage to 10%, I'm like telling the technology on the chains. I don't know how to say it. Like there's many different components, but I'm telling them like, hey, I'm willing to lose 10 cents to this dollar.
Sounds like a performance.
It's like to push it through. So okay, we touched through bridges. Let's go back and see if anyone has anything else to say. Oh, here is Trump. There's 500 people. Okay. So I want to go back to some yields because I showed you Lulo, which is on Solana, and you saw the 16%, and you're like, that seems too good to be true. And then you asked me where does the yield come from, and honestly, it is a little bit complicated. I will shout out my other friends, Jin from Nuffle, who also showed me vaults.fyi, and this is actually a yield aggregator for Ethereum, which you have Ethereum right now. So feel free to navigate, and I'm curious what you would see.
Vaults. Yes, Phoebe is here to follow up on her lunch.
Yeah, Phoebe is her cat. I think she's hungry.
She is hungry. She's giving me the, excuse me, servants.
Okay, we'll wrap it up very soon.
It's for my network. Okay.
So you're on mainnet, yeah. Also, that's something else that a beginner would not know. How does this website make you feel?
It's very foreign. It feels foreign. Oh my goodness. Okay. Lending, yield aggregator. Network token, APY.
Yeah, this is super, I can see how this is super confusing. So far, you put mainnet and Ethereum, which you have. Let's see if you can actually earn something somewhere because you have some Ethereum. So here are APYs, which is a term you should know. So this is a yield you can get. And this is the token that you can deposit to earn that yield. So this is wrapped ETH, which is different than Ethereum. And this is basically showing you all of the different places, different protocols, like blockchain protocols, that you can deposit Ethereum in, wrapped ETH or staked Ethereum to earn yield. How does that make you feel?
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay.
Like a high yield savings account would work.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Did you know you can earn yield on Ethereum before this?
I mean, I would guess so because they're like even for stocks, right? You could earn yield by doing certain things.
And then the last thing I want to show you, and maybe this is where we actually bring you on chain, is Aave, just because they're one of the longest standing DeFi protocols.
Nice.
And I think they do a really good job, or better than most, than communicating their value proposition. So I'm curious what you think when you navigate this.
This is looking more familiar.
Okay.
Like the layout. I appreciate the simplicity. So this would, if I were I am a new. So, okay, this makes sense. This looks, it's giving similar design to base or Kraken, like similar user experience. Okay, if this makes sense.
Do you understand what you can do on Aave by looking at this website?
Okay, let's see. Me, Aave, access the full power of DeFi. Liquidity protocol. Okay, I see. So you can do these. I don't really know what stake means. Supply, I'm guessing something to do with mining or things that you can do to make tokens available. Borrow.
Click on get started, and I'm curious if
Yeah,
the UX will make
get
sense.
started.
Whoa, I like the little rainbow thing you guys did there. Good job, Aave team.
That's right.
Shout out to their designers.
Please connect your wallet.
All right, you do have a wallet, so.
All right, let's get connected. Other wallets.
She's pulling up her mobile app right now for her hot wallet.
My mobile app. Okay. Connect.
Okay.
I am connected. Okay. Borrow, supply. I have nothing supplied. Access to supply. Oh, I see. It's
Look.
a word for deposit. Yeah.
You have your Ethereum.
Nice. So
And the APY?
This is default. Is this if I do nothing?
Yep. If you supply, you'll earn that on your
Okay.
Ethereum.
Interesting. So, okay, I will supply. Can I do 0.005? Wrong network.
Do you see the red error?
Please switch to Ethereum. Okay, switch network. Where is the network? Is it this?
I think you did it.
It's not.
Is it? Look, I think you did it.
I did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see this little gas symbol?
The gas is okay. All right.
Do you understand what that is?
It's an estimate, so our price may change.
So this is the fee. Anytime you do something.
This is the fee.
Yeah. Anytime you do something on chain, you have to pay a little fee, and it's done in Ether coin. All right. Do you want to supply?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Check your wallet.
Okay, confirm.
So it says deposit to Aave, and then you sent the transaction. So now it's supplying ETH.
Okay, it's working. All right, it's done. Okay, I can see. So Apple Pay is modeled off of Ethereum, the way it pays.
Is that a fact or is that perspective?
Well, I talked to someone who worked on Apple Pay for Apple.
No way. Yeah. And they modeled it off of Ethereum.
And then he went to Tesla to work on how people would pay with Bitcoin for cars.
So how was this experience for you? And do you even know what you did?
I deposited Ethereum into
to do what?
Aave to then do. I can trade. I can borrow. I can earn yield if I do nothing.
So what you actually did was you put it into a lending protocol. So you're supplying liquidity, and people can borrow Ethereum. So some people are borrowing assets to do whatever they want, whether it's like buy things in the real world or buy more meme coins. So it's kind of like getting, like a mortgage or a loan from a bank, but it's fully decentralized. This is how bank works.
Yeah. So I mean, banks, they don't have purpose.
Let's go to markets, and I'm curious how this feels to you.
Okay, so it's telling me total supplied, meaning that how many people have deposited, what is the APY, and how many have been borrowed to do whatever. And the borrower will pay 2.51%
while the supplier will earn 1.76. I'm guessing the difference is what keeps Aave running. Okay, this all looks very similar to what a traditional finance E-mode info. What does that mean? Okay, liquidity threshold. Liquidation penalty. E-mode increases your interest rate model, interest rate strategy. Okay. I'm not sure what these two means.
Okay, fair enough.
Overview your info. All right. Whatever.
So before the whatever. Before this, did you know you could do things like this?
I would assume so. I mean,
so theoretically, right?
yeah,
Someone.
That's what the purpose of blockchain is, right?
What is the purpose of blockchain?
So instead of having a bank that does these things, people are interacting with each other directly.
Okay. I mean, I'm curious, like, you were able, like, anyone in the world, irregardless of if they live in the US or not, you literally deposited liquidity into Aave in 2 clicks, and somebody, like, I don't know, in Turkmenistan could do that. Is that interesting to you, or?
It's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at the blockchain technology, because I am an accountant, putting my accountant hat, my accountant hat, my tech hat, is how it can solve problems in this world around data visibility and traceability. So the issues that I run into a lot is supply chain issues, where we don't know where inventories are, and 2, like, medical records, right? Medical records is a huge issue. If you switch doctors and that information, there is a sense of, like, I don't own my medical records, like, someone else has it, and like somehow they all have to centralize and consolidate information. So I view this as, like, a technology that can help us manage data.
Okay, interesting. So you're looking at it more as infrastructure for B2B, where I think a lot of us on Twitter, we're usually looking at it as, how do we make money? How do we trade? So I showed you a lot today. We heard a little bit about your story. You now have a wallet. I don't know if you'll ever use it.
I think I will. I want to dig a little more into this. This is interesting. I want to see if we want to get to know more.
What are, just for people that are watching, because they will send you a lot of things to test, what are some things that you are interested in?
It's a bummer that I cannot place bets. I really want to do that.
Can someone send over a US friendly poly market?
It's also a gambling thing, so depending on the state.
Can we not gamble in California?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because, I mean, yes, we can, because we've bet on DraftKings before. But yeah, that would be interesting. I'm a huge UFC fan.
What else?
It's still interesting what the games are.
Okay, so games, UFC betting, that is available in the state of California in the US. And okay, so we did a lot. I showed you Pump.Fun, which 8 people told me to tell you to do. You ended up depositing Ethereum in Aave. I also showed you all the different, not all the different chains, because there's so many of them, but I showed you kind of like things like bridges and how you need to move things over from Ethereum to Solana. You seemed very overwhelmed. And we also heard a little bit about your story and why you have never gotten into Bitcoin in the decentralized way before. It sounds like you've always looked at it as a property or financial instrument, and you've gotten through it on brokerages. Is there any last words or things that you learned or anything else you'd like to say before we end this and feed your cat?
This is stimulating, and I will definitely look more into it in the more like borrowing, like what is E-mode, what is the interest rate strategy. That's interesting to me.
because I am working in the finance world. So the financial aspect, I want to know more. I want to know how it works. But yeah, this is great. It's exciting.
Thanks for coming on, Murong, and thanks everyone for watching. She's now on chain, and again, if you know a place she can place bets for UFC, she gave consent to enable her to gamble. So we're open to any options. All right, bye.
Bye.